morning to you. Today is Monday, and it's going to be Monday all day, isn't that right?
Yes, it is.
It's going to be Monday all day. Hello, this is WGTV Today. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. This is Monday, April the 8th. Thank you for watching this morning.
How did we get to April the 8th so quickly?
I don't know, but this is my favorite time of year. Springtime, it just puts me in a good mood.
I love it.
I do too.
Absolutely love it. I mean, the Bradford pear trees are gorgeous, and the dogwoods are getting ready to bloom, and the flowers we got bloomers all over the place.
It is a good time of year.
Yes.
Moving on.
Okay, moving on. All right. Did you know Innovative Approaches is partnering with the Autism Society of North Carolina, the Wayne County chapter, and Premier Theaters, and they're going to offer sensory-friendly films coming up on April 20th. And I suppose you'd have to Google this or Yahoo it or Bing it. Do a search of some kind for Innovative Approaches and Autism Society of North Carolina, because I don't have an address right now. But on the 20th, they're going to have a sensory-friendly film at the Premier Theater here in Goldsboro, and you can find out more about it. They're going to present the movie The Cruise.
Wonderful.
Which is a current movie. That's a current movie that's out there now. But the Autism Society of North Carolina has a website, and so does the Sensory Friendly Movies folks. They have a website. So you can find it on there, and I will have information for you on this just as soon as I can get it.
And you know, Wayne, this is Autism Awareness Month as well.
It is. It certainly is. All right? Very good. It is Autism Awareness Month.
Yeah,
in fact, I think
April is so many special things. It represents so many different areas.
It is.
Autism, and I know it's Month of the Military Child, and there's a long list of what is represented during the month of April.
Also, this is Child Abuse Awareness Month.
Yes, it is.
Well.
Yes, it is.
So April is just so many things going on during the month of April.
You know, and one of the things that I want to remind everybody, or make you aware if you weren't, is at our city council meeting last week, we had a group of gentlemen attend, and they are all Purple Heart recipients.
Oh boy.
And the mayor of Goldsboro, Al King, he did a proclamation, and he named Goldsboro to be the second city in the state of North Carolina to be a Purple Heart city.
All right.
So we are now a Purple Heart city, and we recognize all of the recipients of Purple Hearts, and we want to salute them and say thank you for your efforts and what you have done.
I'm proud. That's wonderful. That's way to go, Mayor King. That's quite a move.
Yes.
And my dad was a Purple Heart recipient.
Really?
Yeah, he was in World War II in Germany, and he was injured a couple of times. But and I tell you, here locally, Bill Carr. And Mike and all these other folks who are associated with the Purple Heart, they just do a wonderful job of reminding us what Purple Heart means.
That's exactly right.
Keep the word out there about the Purple Heart. It's very important. These are people that have been injured in combat and deserve the recognition.
That's right.
So
that's right.
So we appreciate you very much.
We want to announce that there is a group called Moms Rising. They will be here in Goldsboro on Friday, April the 12th, this coming Friday. They're going to be bringing together millions of people who want a more family-friendly America. The efforts of Mom Rising are already making a difference in our state and on national issues. Moms Rising is going to be playing a game of Chutes and Ladders lifestyle. Chutes and Ladders, I think they meant life size. Chutes and Ladders on Friday, April the 12th. At Cornerstone Commons at 10 o'clock a.m. It'll last from 10 until 12. It's a downtown event free to the public. Life-size Chutes and Ladders game.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Wouldn't that be neat? Bring your child, come on out and enjoy the fun. This Friday, 10 o'clock, Cornerstone Commons. Moms Rising is the name of the group.
Wow. Well, what kind of shape are you in? Well, I'm not either, but here's an idea for you. How about some line dancing, okay? Herman Park Center and the Peggy Seegers Senior Center, both offering line dancing classes. On Thursdays at Herman Park Center, they have two classes. One is a beginner class at 6:30, and then the second is a high beginner class at 7:30.
And we've been out there. It looks fun, don't it, Wayne?
It does look fun. I tell you what, and it's packed. It is packed, and everybody's having a good time, but there's room for you. It's only $6 per class, and if you decide to stay for the second class, then it won't cost you any more. So 6:30 for the beginners, 7:30 for the step-up class, no pun intended. And then at the Seeger Senior Center on East Ash Street, they have two classes. One is a Tuesday evening, and the second class is a Friday morning. Now, these will not begin until the end of May. So call the Senior Center at on East Ash Street. They will skip classes on May 24th, but they will have classes beginning the end of May. You must sign an attendance sheet for both of these, whether it's the Senior Center or Herman Park Center. But this is a lot of fun.
It looks like it.
It does look like it.
It looks like it. Such a great time.
I know. Yes.
Wayne mentioned earlier this is Child Abuse Awareness Month.
Yes, it is.
On Wednesday, this Wednesday, April the 10th, on the steps of the City Hall, join Wages and Wayne County For Children Council, the City of Goldsboro, Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, to officially proclaim April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. The event will be held, like I said, on the steps of City Hall. This is open to the public. We'd love to have you stand with us on the steps of City Hall to make this proclamation. Mayor Al King will be on the steps making the presentation. Representatives from Seymour Johnson will be there as well. So please join us this Wednesday at 11 o'clock a.m. steps of City Hall.
There you go. All right. If you have a green thumb.
I don't.
And
do you?
Well, I enjoy that sort of thing. I don't proclaim to have a green thumb.
So yours is light green, maybe?
Well, maybe light green. Yeah, okay, maybe a little plaid. But anyway, if you have a green thumb, or if you enjoy that sort of thing, or if you've never planted anything and you always wanted to try.
Yes.
You got to try. There's going to be a plant sale coming up at Wayne Center on April 20th. Now, this is sponsored by the County Extension Master Gardener Volunteer Association. They have fantastic plants, and they all grow here. These are none of the exotic things.
They know what grows in our soil.
They know what grows here. These are the experts. These are the volunteer association, the Master Gardeners, volunteers.
That's right.
And they will be the first ones to tell you that not everything you plant will grow. Something's going to die. But percentages are with you if you do it right. So, because there's been people who say, well, I can't grow anything because everything I plant dies. Well, that's okay. It's going to happen. The thing is, you just can't give up. And I tell you what, once you get into it and learn,
oh, yeah, I'm sure.
You learn by doing. You learn by actually just getting your hands dirty and planting things, whether it's potted plants or planting a garden, a vegetable garden, or a flower garden. You have to do it before you learn. And you really get a lot of enjoyment out of it. A lot of enjoyment. It's very relaxing. It's one of the biggest hobbies in America today. People love gardening.
That's right.
They love planting things. And kids just go bananas over it. Do you ever try to grow bananas? They go bananas.
I can't say that I have.
Well, you can. You can actually grow bananas, but we'll talk about that later. But kids love doing this because they see the fruits, no pun intended, of their efforts.
That's exactly right.
They do.
That's why you see many little organizations, when they have crafts, they'll have the opportunity for children to plant a seed and watch and nurture it and take care of it and watch it grow, and that really is thrilling for young children, especially.
And then when you see the look on the child's face that, wow, I grew this, it's just it's wonderful. So anyway, there's a plant sale coming up Saturday, April 20th at Wayne Center. That's at the corner of George and Chestnut Streets. They're going to have perennials and annuals and shrubs and ornamental grasses and herbs and vegetable transplants and houseplants, a whole bunch of stuff there. And it's going to be a lot of fun. They can help you and show you how to grow these things, too. They can tell you what soil amendments you might need and how to fertilize it and how deep to plant or how not deep to plant.
That's right.
Okay.
That's coming up.
April 20th. All right.
This Thursday, you can attend an engineering workshop and seminar. My goodness, we've talked about it quite a bit.
An engineering
workshop.
It's
this Thursday. How does engineering affect your everyday life?
Tickets, please. Woo-hoo! Tickets, please.
Come out this Thursday at 6:30. It's free of charge at the Wayne County Public Library. How often do you turn on your light in your house? How often do you run your heat or air conditioner? Listen to the hum of your refrigerator. All these things are about engineering. A representative from Progress Energy will offer a perspective on the impact engineering has on your everyday life.
Oh.
And who knows, you may even pick up a money-saving tip or two from an energy professional.
That kind of engineering.
That kind of engineering.
Oh, okay.
It's in our everyday life.
Oh, okay. Engineering. Light bulbs. I love my refrigerator.
As do I.
And he hums.
That's this Thursday, 6:30.
He doesn't know the words.
Funny.
All right.
All righty. Let's see.
What's up next?
I believe now we're going to go and listen to what Meg has to say. She's going to take us on a walk down downtown Goldsboro at her downtown living show. We're also going to hear from City Manager Scott Stevens for his April monthly update.
Hi, I'm Meg Gernaat, and you're watching the Downtown Living Show. Today's show will feature Central Lunch, the Paramount Theater, and Sallie's Bridal and Formal Wear. Carlos, he's the owner of Central Lunch located at 103 North Center Street. Thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome.
You have been a staple in downtown Goldsboro for a long time.
That's right.
Can you tell me about how long Central Lunch has been here?
The Central Lunch is a restaurant that they have for 1907.
Wow,
you know, they
1907.
opened the doors in 1907.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Now tell me a little bit about your menu.
The menu we have is a Southern style. It's a traditional Southern style with improved with some new dishes, American dishes.
Okay, all right. And how long have you owned the restaurant?
The restaurant in this location, I own 6 months right now.
6 months.
6 months.
Well, your staff is always so wonderful when I come
Thank
in.
you.
And your prices are spot on. I mean, affordable for everybody.
That's the main thing we have, the main idea, you know, that people can afford our price.
Right. And tell me a little bit about your history as a chef.
The history, I have 18 years experience as chef. I lived 16 years in Maryland. I started my first restaurant in Maryland. It's a traditional Peruvian rotisserie chicken. I put in Virginia, in London County, in Leesburg. This is my first restaurant. It's 12 years ago.
Okay.
Okay. My second restaurant is a steakhouse. It's a concession to Best Western Hotel, BW Airport. This is a big restaurant. This is I make it with the partners. This is 5 years ago.
Okay.
Exactly 6 years ago. This is main restaurant. It's a big restaurant. But in my experience on food, I working for different private clubs. I'm working for Four-String Golf Course in Maryland. It's a private club golf course. I working for a different restaurant as a sous chef in Maryland.
Okay.
I working for a gourmet restaurant in Washington D.C. You know.
So you've got quite a history.
Yes, I went to New York to school, to cooking school, for a few courses at Gordon Blue.
Okay, Gordon Blue.
Yeah, I have experience in any kind of food, no problem. All the kind of food I can handle.
Okay, wonderful. Now tell me, I know that you are wonderful to work with as far as catering goes.
That's
because
right.
You love to tailor menus for people's needs and their specific tastes. How does someone go about getting in touch with you if they're interested in having you cater their event?
I have a lot of experience on catering because I have Central Lunch. My other restaurant is Los Fogones, and main interest before entering to the main gate of the base. I catering a lot to the base.
Okay.
You know, I catering for a large people, and I make a different kind of party, family reunions, wedding parties, birthday parties. I can make it any kind of.
Okay, and if someone says to you, you know, I really like this food that you make at Los Fogones, but I also love this that you make at Central Lunch.
That's right.
You can tailor it for their needs, right?
Yes, whatever they need, I can do that, no problem. In according the people they need, in according they can afford, I can make special menus.
Okay, wonderful. Well,
that is very important. I'm sorry, interruption. That's very important to you because the main idea is the chef working with you. You know, it's not my catering is like a chef working with you. Whatever you like it, we can make it. It's different to another kind of restaurant because they have straight menus. You know, this is the menu we have. This is the prices. For me, no, I can make the menu wherever you like it.
That's wonderful.
That's
It's
right.
huge, especially if you have people who have specific food needs or, you know, they're allergic to a certain something. You know, that's huge.
Thank you.
Well, you're going to show us how to cook something in a moment.
Yes.
So stay tuned, and we will be right back with Carlos, and he'll show us how to cook a little dish. All right, we are here in the kitchen at Central Lunch, and I've got Carlos and I've got Miss Dot, who has been a staple at Central Lunch for a long time. She's responsible for the delicious biscuits, am I right?
That's right, from 1982.
Okay. And today
You
she's
know.
cooking your traditional steak burger, correct?
That's correct. We have a traditional steak burger. We use the ground beef 81-19, 81% beef, 19% fat. This is the
Okay.
main use. We're gonna put the krill onions. She's making it right now.
And everything, you patty the burgers here yourself?
Yes, we make it a patty here. We make everything here. It's not frozen. It's a fresh product we use here.
Okay.
This is the main idea we have.
Now when someone orders a burger like this and they want toppings on their burger, you cut everything fresh too, like the onions that you
The
put it on.
onions is fresh. The mashed potatoes we make here, we use Yukon Gold potatoes. We call Yukon Gold mashed potatoes.
Okay.
We make it with butter, with the cream. We make everything fresh here.
So no powdered potatoes here?
No.
You're going to get the real thing.
The real thing.
Okay.
Like a homemaker.
Now would you say it's one of the most popular things on your menu?
Yes, we have a huge demand. The people love it, that one.
Okay.
Miss Dash is the expert on that one. Start. First, ladies.
Okay, we're going to take a sample of this.
Let's take a sample.
I've eaten here many times, but I've not had this yet. So
Okay.
let's take a little taste here. Now, do you recommend getting some mashed potatoes with the beef?
Yes, that's
okay.
right.
Make a mess of myself. That is so good. And those potatoes are so creamy.
That's supposed to be like that.
Delicious. If you're looking for food that will stick to your ribs at a good price, come to Central Lunch.
That's
Tell
right.
people how they can get a hold of you by telephone.
The telephone is at 919-736-3344. You can call us. We have a catering. We have take-it-out menu. And if you have a party, call us. We're going to take care to you, 100% sure.
And what are your business hours?
Business hours, we open 7 o'clock Monday to Friday. We serve breakfast until 10:30. After that, we serve lunch until 2:30 p.m. Saturday, we open 8 to 12 noon. We serve just breakfast.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome.
And we're so happy that you're downtown. You serve wonderful food, and we look forward to what you have for years to come.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
My pleasure to take care of you today. Thank you.
I'm here at the Paramount Theater with Sherry Archibald, Paramount Theater Director. How are you?
I'm doing well, Meg. Thank you.
Good. Well, we are getting into a busy event season, not only at the Paramount Theater, but for people who have their own personal events. Will you tell me a little bit about this space and what it means to downtown?
Sure. Well, I think it's pretty evident when you see some of the folks coming here, the history that has been here. Even though this building is only 5 years old, there's a lot of history of the footprint of the space, all of the events that have taken place, way back even into the 40s and 50s of folks coming here to see movies. Since the fire, obviously, back in 2005 and the rebuilding in 2008, I hope and I think that it's become even more significant, particularly to our generation now and our families that live around us today. It's important because it is a place to come together. It's a place for fellowship. It's a place to be entertained. And it's a place just to kind of have history, create history, and remember some of our history.
A lot of people don't realize that the Paramount Theater is not only home to great performing arts events, but it is also a space that people can kind of utilize for their own personal events. Can you tell me some of the things you've hosted here that aren't necessarily open to the public?
Sure, and I don't think that we really recognized or realized how much the facility could be used for other things. We've had birthday parties here in the last 5 years. We've had weddings, beautiful weddings. The lighting, sound, the setting, it just really makes for a unique place to be for a wedding. We've had wedding receptions. We've had family reunions, sometimes just gatherings for, like I said, a fellowship right here in the lobby.
Really?
So there's lots of ways to utilize it. Of course, movie showing. We've definitely done that, and it's really taken off as well.
Okay. The theater seems like a wonderful place for an event like that, because when you think of weddings and events that are so significant in someone's life, oftentimes there's pictures and other things that go on. Tell me about the features that surround the theater that are good for, other people's needs for those special days.
Sure. Well, the front facade is just beautiful, and we have some great pictures on our website of weddings that have taken place here. And I love those wedding pictures. Photographers have they have a heyday with that, with confetti, up in the air and the backdrop of the Paramount. The lighting is so unique and so different that you don't normally have that necessarily at a church or at another location. There's so many things that we can do. There are different types of things, like we have gobos, which are basically tin. They're very thin and they're tin, and we're able to put them in our lighting and reflect that on the back of the stage. But it can create all kinds of scenes, from a moon to a streetscape to a castle to leaves, stars, all kinds of things.
Wow, that's really cool.
So, you can have your own made, maybe with your name on it, and have that up there during the wedding or after the wedding, and it's fairly inexpensive. So there's just a lot of different things, and of course, where we are, there's such beautiful history and architecture here that I think that makes a great backdrop for photos too.
Okay, so if someone's interested in hosting an event here, how do they go about doing that?
Well, I would encourage them first to look at our website at goldsboroparamount.com, because we have a lot of great pictures on there that show what the facility looks like and what type of amenities we have here. And then just give us a call at 583-8432. We can answer any questions and line up a tour of the facility and answer, what other questions they might have.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for talking with us, and we look so forward to the great events you've got going on this year. You're very busy. And yeah, come down to the Paramount Theater. If you've got a special event and you're looking for a unique location, this is the place to be. Thank you. I'm here with Sallie Hodgin of Sallie's Bridal and Formal Wear at 215 West Walnut Street. Thank you so much for being with us today. I wanted to showcase your store because you have such an amazing variety of dresses in here and such a huge selection that I think anybody who's got a formal event coming up or a wedding, or they just want to come in and take a peek at what you've got for a special event, they really need to stop down here. Can you tell me a little bit about how long you've been in Goldsboro?
Thank you so very much, and I'm proud to say that I've been in downtown Goldsboro for 55 years.
Holy smokes.
And I have this story because it started small and then it ended up enlarged too.
Okay.
And the first store that I had was at 116 West Walnut Street, and that was a hat shop, and we named it the Bonnet Shop.
Okay.
And it went over very big. It was a suggestion of my husband's mother to get me into business, since she had a business back in the 1920s. And then I noticed that there was a building that was for rent at 219 West Walnut Street in 1962 that had given us 4 years. And of course, the hats had changed a lot then. But I did buy a store full of hats, and I had everybody wearing hats then.
Well, good.
At churches and different occasions. That's before the bouffant hairdos. So I went to the market in Charlotte when we had the hat shop. And I came back home, and my husband says, what did you see or what did you buy? I said, I bought 45 prom dresses.
And that's when it started.
That's when it started. Then the weddings come, and with the idea with the weddings, I talked to the brides, and they did not have anybody that would direct the weddings or help them with anything pertaining to a wedding, and that was my expertise then too. That if they purchased a wedding gown and bridesmaids dresses, I'd direct the wedding.
Okay.
And I got to know people in just about all the churches in Goldsboro, and their pastors and things like that. And that was, it kept me very busy, to the point that I had 3 weddings at one weekend, and that was my daughter's birthday. And I think my daughter and husband got together and said, listen, you're going to have to stop directing weddings. 1969, we had the opportunity to buy the store here at 215 West Walnut Street. And we purchased the store, and we put everything in here. We had wedding gowns, prom dresses, special occasions, and party dresses, and accessories, veils, garters, anything you could think according to wedding invitations, we had it here in the store.
One-stop shop.
Exactly. And
Tell me the type of service you provide. If someone comes in here and they want to find a dress, let's say it's a wedding dress, what can they expect when they come into your shop?
what they can expect to come in here, we have a large collection of wedding gowns, and we try to keep wedding gowns in stock. And that was the whole idea that I started my shop, that I would have dresses that I could sell out of the shop.
Okay.
Anytime they came in and found one that they loved.
Now, if someone comes in here and they look through your books, because I see you have tons of books with gowns in them, and they see a dress that they like, are you able to order a particular style for them?
We can. In other words, we do business with different manufacturers, and those manufacturers require us to purchase a certain amount of merchandise from them for springtime and for the fall and winter months. And if we do not purchase anything from them, then it's a little bit different in ordering anything and everything. But we do have to spend a lot of money for inventory to be able to do that, but it's important to our business because that's what we're known for.
And you have such cute prom dresses. It's been a while since I've gone to the prom, but I mean, some of your styles are absolutely adorable. And you've got every color under the sun. Tell me, for the girls who come in to get prom dresses, you have a wealth of resources here as far as alterations and stuff go. Can you recommend somebody to these girls?
We do. We do have alterations that has their own shops now, which we didn't have them when I first started the business. And they do very good work too. They're very talented. And if they have a problem, they'll get me to help them out with it. So with these little prom dresses that's so cute here, I'd have to say that came about with my granddaughters. I have 3 granddaughters. So it came about, these dresses that we have in this grouping, my granddaughters went with me to Atlanta, Georgia, to the prom.
To pick out the gowns?
That's right. So that was the prom time that we went. And of course they just thought, boy, that was just it.
Well, they did a fabulous job. You picked out some great dresses.
They did. They're just proud of themselves.
Now tell me, if someone wants to come in and get a hold of you, what's your number here?
My number here is 919-735-5522.
Okay.
And I always give them my cell phone number because I had the cell phone with me normally 90% of the time. And to get me personally, it's better to call. My cell phone is 919-580-6150.
Okay.
And I do help them. They'll make an appointment. In other words, if it's a different hour than our store hours are, I make an appointment and I come in and help them personally myself.
Okay. And you've got a Facebook page too, where they can hop on and find your information, which is wonderful. And I know you've got some plans in the future that you're trying to start your vintage collection upstairs. Will you tell me just a little bit about that before we go? Oh, yes. They had been on my mind because I do have vintage merchandise on eBay. And I thought, and we started having people coming in from that to the store because of our vintage dresses. And all of a sudden I thought, well, I have this whole 6,000 square feet place in this building that I can just start a vintage wedding collection with that on the second floor. And what is so good about it, that I can provide the same price list with the ones here in the store with a 80% discount, which equals 20% of what the dress is priced with. Sure.
And it's such a big savings and such a good amount that we have, and we have them from size 4s and 5s up to size 22s in the vintage area too. Exactly. And we have all sorts of things, colors and.
All right. Well, I appreciate you talking with us, and like I said, I'm so impressed by your selection and the variety of styles that you have, and we thank you for being a staple in downtown Goldsboro. Thank you for watching the Downtown Living Show. For more information about downtown Goldsboro or downtown Goldsboro events, please visit www.dgdc.org or visit us on Facebook under Downtown Goldsboro.
Our mission at the Paramount Theater is to enhance the quality of life of our citizens by supporting the community's love for the performing arts. By providing an annual performing arts series, we bring professional artists right to your stage. Coupled with our many talented local performing art groups, we are the unrivaled venue for entertainment you can count on. Visit our website for upcoming events or book your rental today at goldsboroparamount.com or call us at 919-583-8432. Just imagine the experience at the Paramount Theater.
Hello, I'm Scott Stevens, Goldsboro City Manager. Our update for April 2013. It's hard to believe time is moving forward. A glimpse of spring here in early April, and I would assume by the end of the month we'll be in full bloom and back to green and flowering. So I hope you enjoy this time of year. A couple things this week I want to share, or this month I'd like to share with you. First, I guess our Downtown Goldsboro Development Corporation, our DGDC, is moving office locations. They have been down in a building near the courthouse for quite a number of years. They are renovating an older structure on John Street behind City Hall. And they'll be moving into that through the month of April and fully settled in May. So please come join them, welcome them at their new location, and more to come on that as they get officially moved over. As a point of clarification, the staff there are city employees, and they do have a city role and function some for the city, but the housing side of it, or the building, is money has been raised by the nonprofit side of our Downtown Development Corporation. So when you talk about taxpayer money being spent there, it's really donations and other funding sources, not your tax funds, that are supporting the DGDC office space. And so I want to thank those supporters of our downtown efforts and encourage all of us to go by and look at where they are and say hello and see some of the activity that's going on downtown. We continue to talk about, or at least get calls about, feral cats and the ordinance that we may revise that would make a change to that. And the change is that we could make it a ability to fine citizens for feeding feral dogs and cats. The issue for us is not trying to starve these animals to death. The issue is trying to make it so that they are hungry enough that when we set traps to capture them, that they'll go into the traps. And that has been an issue for some, trying to capture dogs and cats that are wild animals or running loose in the community, but are being fed by people that are sensitive to their needs. And so we are talking with the groups that are interested. No formal decision has yet been made. I would expect the council to hear that sometime in April. But we are meeting with those that have spoken with the mayor and council about other ways or alternative methods. And so again, we are sensitive to both dogs and cats and the fair treatment and humane treatment of them. So again, more to come on that in April. We talked about our Goldsboro Partnership Against Crime, and that'll be ongoing probably most of these updates, but we're short GPAC. We did hold our first call-in where we bring in folks that have a pretty bad history in terms of what they've done and what they've been convicted of, and asked them to come in and told them March 19th that the rules would be different for them. And we started with a group of 10. I want to commend our police department, the chief and Sergeant Herrera, for putting that together, and thank all of our partners from the community to the justice system. But for these 10 individuals, the rules will be different, and there's more to come. It's really in response to the violence that occurred here in 2012, trying to make the years as we go forward safer for all, and recognizing that every life matters, the victim and the one that is the perpetrator in all cases, because you mess up two families when something like that occurs. And so again, you'll see more advertising, whether that through radio stations, billboards, our bus system. But please, if you have an interest, get involved with that, and we can get you information on how to get involved and contact the police department about our GPAC partnership. I'd also like to say to the News Argus, thank you. They've given us excellent coverage of that, and we really are trying to make sure that the community is aware of it and can be supportive or get plugged into where you would like to help. Our streetscape project, it's not a whole lot of activity, at least not publicly at this point. We did close out the final numbers a month or so ago, and our project came in below the $2 million that we had estimated for the first phase. Still a sizable investment, but less than the numbers we had shared with our city council in terms of what it might cost. We have awarded the design part of that project to an engineering firm that has a pretty good history of streetscape work. It's the Wooten Company out of Raleigh, and then we've Allison Platt as the landscape designer again here locally. And so those two entities are working together to design the next 2 blocks, really going from Mulberry down to Chestnut, with at least one roundabout in between, maybe at Walnut, and potentially some more. But we're going to talk with our business community, make sure we're doing what they want. That was a compromise of angled parking in the middle, parallel parking on the side, and we hope to get design and initial costs this summer with the idea of bidding it in the fall and likely go into construction in January of 2014 if the council chooses to move that project forward. So always try to give you an update on that because I think many people have been interested in that project, but it's something that there is activity. It just won't be a lot of visible activity for the next few months. We've talked recently about a multi-sports complex and potential for baseball in Goldsboro. We have a local business person trying to bring a Coastal Plains Carolina League team here. It's a pretty exciting time in terms of having that interest. We had talked about a multi-sports complex in partnership with the YMCA out on Harding Drive. And again, we've got a rendering for you of what it could look like as a multi-sports complex, primarily geared around soccer at this point. And going from the front fields, 2 or 3 fields up front that currently exist, to really 6 fields initially that would sort of be our practice and playing fields. And we're hopeful that 4 of the fields shown in this rendering could be an AstroTurf. And we'll see what the costing is for that. But maintenance-wise and playability year-round, there's a lot of advantages to AstroTurf. It's more expensive to put in, less expensive to maintain, but the better advantage is you can play all year round, all types of weather, without damaging the field. And so again, as you can see from this photo, the entranceway is off of Harding Drive. It circles around. You have paved parking lots. You have lit fields, at least the 4 new fields. The existing fields up front would not be lit. That was really a commitment made to the neighbors there. But you'd have concessions, bathrooms, and a children's play area. And I think it really would be an amenity of the community for those of us that are here and have kids involved in sports, whether it's soccer, whether it's lacrosse, whether it's football, whatever is a field sport. And there might be an opportunity to bring in some folks from the outside with tournaments and those that are more involved in those traveling types of sports to spend the night and eat in our restaurants and enjoy what Goldsboro has to offer. So more to come in that. Best case, if we move forward with this project, and again, it's a multi-million-dollar project, but best case if we move forward with this project and the council hadn't had a time to do more than just to see this rendering at this point, will be fall of 2014. So I don't want to get you set up too early, but if it moves forward, we're still probably 1.5 years away before we'll be playing on those fields. And so you'll hear more discussion of that in the coming months. The baseball component may or may not work here. We have worked with a consultant, and we'll be awarding a contract to them to give us a costing of the soccer complex in and of itself, and then what baseball would require on top of that. So we know what it would cost for the multi-sports complex alone without baseball, and then know what it would cost to have some Coastal Plain League facility there as well. So that's the discussion you'll hear in the coming months. We do have a number of properties for sale. If you know of folks that have an interest, 2 locations we've had a number of calls about. One is the former Arts Council building that we had purchased for potential use as an Air Force museum, and we've decided not to pursue that project at this time. It's at the corner of Spence and Ash, and we'd ask if you call the manager's office if you have any inquiries about that or questions about it, 580-4330. Again, the manager's office, 580-4330. And you have to go through and provide a bid or what you're willing to pay, and then it has to go through an upset bid process. So it will be a very public process. We don't have a set price. What we have to do is take an offer. If the council accepts that offer, we put it out for 10 days, and someone has the opportunity to make an offer above that. So that's how the process works for that site. And would also work that way for our property on Wayne Memorial Drive, there at the corner of New Hope Road and beside the community college. We own the front 19 or 20 acres along Wayne Memorial, up to its corner with New Hope, and then the property behind us is currently owned by the county. So it's a very large field there. The city owns the front portion of that. We have talked with the community college. They are interested in it. It's a matter of funding, and the city paid for that property some years ago. We believe we ought to get that money back, and that money was paid for with travel and tourism money. If it were to sell, that money then could be used possibly to fund the multi-sports complex or city portion. So again, we do need to sell that property, whether it's to the community college or whether it's to a private investor. But we have had a lot of inquiries about both properties, and would encourage you again, if you have questions or want additional information, to please don't hesitate to call the manager's office. Street resurfacing, talked about more specifics of where those streets were last month. We have a contract or a bid out. We received bids a week ago. We received 2 bids. It requires 3, so we have to rebid it, and we'll receive bids again this week, and this time we only have to receive 1 bid. So this first week of April, we should receive bids. We ought to present those to council, I think, at our April 18th meeting. And then if the council chooses to award that resurfacing work, and somewhere around $500,000 worth of street resurfacing, it could be under construction in the May-June timeframe. So I think you'll see some street resurfacing on city streets within Goldsboro in the coming months. Beyond that, I think I'll close. We're still budgeting, of course. It's that time of year for us, and more of that to come in May. But I would tell you, any of the projects that I've talked about here or others, if you want more information, you can always call us. You can always visit our website, www.goldsboronc.gov, so www.goldsboronc.gov. And as always, ask if you have questions, comments, areas that we can improve upon. And I would just, a note of caution, just so you can be looking for it, we do have some new police vehicles rolling out for those that have sort of become accustomed to the current patrol vehicles that we have. We have 13 that we ordered last May. They have come in, they're being equipped, and you'll start seeing them on the streets of Goldsboro over the coming months. I know at least one of them is in service. I was told by the chief that 3 or 4 more should be in service very soon, and I would expect by the end of April you'll have all 13 patrol vehicles patrolling the streets of Goldsboro. And again, these are a Chevy Caprice, so they look a little different, but we hope they'll provide good service to our officers, as the Crown Vics have in past years. The final thing for me, we've had a number of our department heads, a couple of them retire at the end of December. I'm pleased to announce that our building code administrator, we've promoted Alan Anderson. So if you see Alan in the community, he's worked with us a number of years. He's a very pleasant personality. I think he'll do an excellent job for us. He went through a good process here, and I'm delighted to be able to announce Alan for this month. So if you hear that and see him in the month of April, please congratulate Alan and help him in his success here. And the next position, our Public Works Director, Neil Bartlett, retired in December, came back to work with us part-time through the month of February and March. He is now officially retired. My assistant manager, Tasha Logan, is filling in as assistant manager and interim Public Works Director, but we've gone through that process. We have some good candidates, and I hope to be able to announce a person in this position in the month of April. So by May, I should have a name and be able to share more information with you about our Public Works Director. But with that said, anytime that we can help or you have questions, please don't hesitate to contact our staff, the manager's office. We are here to serve you, and we enjoy doing that most all the time, so please reach out to us. Thank you again for your time, and call us if we can help.
And we are back. Hello. It is a Monday morning, all right. It is the 8th of the month already.
Yes, it is. You should feel very informed now what's happening in your city.
That's exactly right. Scott's doing a great job.
He is. We appreciate him coming on every month giving these updates, because it really is helpful to know exactly what's going on in your city.
Okay, let's find out who's having a birthday. If you're having a birthday today, it's a special day. April 8th is, right?
Why is it special? Tell us what's going on.
Somebody's having a birthday.
Somebody was birthed today.
That's exactly right. They were birthed today.
Yes, they were.
Kirsten Storms is having a birthday. She's on the Disney Channel quite a bit. She was also on Days of Our Lives. She's 28 today, and I have no idea who that is.
That's all right.
Sounds good. 28, Kirsten Storms. One of the Dukes of Hazzard having a birthday today.
Which one?
John Schneider played either Bo or Luke.
He was Bo. Blonde head was Bo.
Yeah, blonde Bo. I like that. Okay, blonde Bo. And the other
Luke
was the other
Brown.
guy. Luke was okay. Starred on Dukes of Hazzard in the 80s, and later had a success as Jonathan Kent on the TV show Smallville. Jonathan Kent was, of course, Superman's dad.
That's
as I
right.
recall. But Julian Lennon's having a birthday. That's John Lennon's little baby boy.
Mm-hmm. He's all grown up.
He's 49 years today. Can you believe that? He became a talented musician, photographer, and philanthropist in his own right. Julian Lennon, 49. Patricia Arquette.
Oh, yeah.
Actress and sister of David and Rosanna. She's married to Nicolas Cage, but that's okay. We won't hold that against her.
She's a great actress.
She's 44 today and very talented. Sonia Henne, the late Sonia Henne, a Norwegian Olympic gold medal skater, Olympic skater, popular in Hollywood musicals. She did a lot of musicals. Sonia Henney died in 1969, born this day a long time ago. Anna De La Guerra. Or
Not sure.
De La Guerra, or something like that. She's 35 today, and I'll tell you who she is. She plays the role of Vida on the season 2 comedy series of Eastbound and Down.
Okay.
And I don't know why I have her name here because I couldn't say it. She's 35 today. De La Guerra.
It sounds good.
That sounds good. Mary Pickford, the late actress, Mary Pickford, born this day, 1892. She was called America's sweetheart.
How would we know her?
Well, we would know her. She was a silent movie star, and she did so many movies. She and her husband.
Can't remember who that is.
Well, very dashing sword fighter, played Zorro a lot. Anyway, she was very smart. She and her husband started their own studio and became even wealthier than they were to begin with. Anyway, she passed away in '79. Very talented lady. Mary Pickford. Birthday. Catfish Hunter, who died in 1999. Of course, he played baseball for the Oakland A's and then for the New York Yankees. Was born in North Carolina. I believe he was from the Piedmont area, around the middle of the state. Catfish Hunter, born this day, 1946, passed away in '99 at a very young age, unfortunately.
Well, if it is your birthday today, happy, happy birthday. Have a great one. Make it special.
Catfish Hunter had that big old mustache there.
Yep.
Big mustache.
He did. There's lots happening at Goldsboro Parks and Recreation. Listen to just a few of these.
What's going on?
Adult softball. Register now. Ages 16 and up. Dodgeball. Ages 16 and up. Don't you remember dodgeball from school?
I used to have a Chrysler.
Ball.
Oh, dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh,
so
okay.
softball, dodgeball, the list goes on and on. T-ball. All these sports events are happening. Goldsboro Parks and Recreation. Give them a call, and you can find out more details about this. They also have the farmers market starting on every Wednesday, starting April 17th.
Oh boy.
It'll actually be in Sunday in the Park. This Sunday is the first time we'll see them. But starting April 17th, they'll be in Herman Park every Wednesday in the morning until dusk.
Wow.
So looking forward to that. Local fresh produce.
Yes.
And the Goldsboro Parks and Recreation is the one who gets all this together and organizes it. Great job, guys and
Scott,
gals.
Mark, and all those guys.
Yes, they did. Felicia, long list of them.
You mentioned, do you ever get a song in your head that's there for days?
Yes.
Days.
Have you got one there now that's playing?
When you said T-ball.
Take me out to the ball game?
No, T for two.
Really?
From
T for
Animals
two?
in
Yes.
Wonderland.
Oh, okay.
That's one of those songs you just can't, I can't get rid of it. Imagine me upon your knee, T for two, T for two.
Yes.
Okay.
And how does that have anything to do with T-ball?
Absolutely.
You just heard the word T.
T for two ball. That's it.
I'm guessing so.
There you go.
Don't forget, Whirly Gig. We're getting one here in Goldsboro, downtown.
I know.
We want to see you there for the opening ceremony. It's taking place next Friday, April 19th at 1 p.m. over there in the parking lot by Torero's.
Right.
Love to see you there. If you don't know what a Whirly Gig is, come out and see it. It is very unique, and we're lucky to have one in Goldsboro. Thank you to the Arts Council for heading that up.
You know, they are very popular worldwide.
They certainly are.
They are truly works of art. The Mental Health Association of Wayne County having their next Lunch and Learn seminar day after tomorrow. That'll be at noon. The 10th at the Wages Building at 601 Royal Avenue. The topic will be balancing work and stress during busy times. Probably
we all need to do that, don't we?
We do. You know, balancing all that. Anyway, it starts at noon. It's over at 1 o'clock. If you don't have to eat, but if you wanted to eat, it's only $5. But they need to know you're coming. Call and register at 734-3530, 734-3530.
Perfect.
Okay. We mentioned the plant sale.
Yes, and we've talked about the Wall That Heals. We want to remind you the big day that it's arriving, the Wall That Heals on April 16th. 3 o'clock p.m. We want everybody in the community that can and will to come out and line Wayne Memorial Drive. When the Wall That Heals arrives, we want to see people looking patriotic, feeling patriotic, and waving those flags.
Lots of red, white, and blue, and cheering the wall on as it makes its way toward Wayne Community College up Wayne Memorial Drive. And we hope you're there. We'll be there. Hope you're there too. All right?
That's right. Well, Wayne, is that about it for today?
Is that it?
I believe
We're
it is.
out of time already?
We are out of time.
Just got here.
I know. It happens.
Okay. We'll be here again tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. If you will, please join us. Find out what's going on around the Wayne County, Goldsboro community. So until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best, and this is what's happening in your community.